So,
all right, guys. Sorry we're running a bit late, but we're here now, and I believe Chris will be joining us. But we're going to be talking about the new prizes in the Forsaken mission, a raid debrief, and some release notes. So I'll let Larry share what he's got first, and then we'll go through it.
all right. Welcome. So we're going to talk about like Scotty said, we're going to talk about the raid, we'll talk about the release, and we'll talk about the new prizes. So first we got updates. Two kind of big ones this week. This first one's kind of one that people have been talking about a while. And I think the way they worded it is kind of weird, actually, because it says fixed an issue where Dante's Nova Storm did not appear to gain increased movement speeds while traversing fire fields. And I don't know what you think, Scotty, but that sounds sort of weird, don't you? Because either it did or it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen too many Dante's Nova Storms to actually be the judge on that, but yeah, it does sound weird the way it's worded.
Is my share weird?
Because I mean, I've seen a couple like Dante's hits, and from the way I'm reading that, it seemed like the speed it wasn't working, but I think from what I see, it was actually working.
All right. Sorry, guys. Hey, Scotty, why don't you make sure to select my screen so we're getting the video right.
Is that not selected? Should be.
Okay. All right. So the second fix says the Hellstar Reaver scouts, the scouts that are spawned from the Hellstar, were bypassing walls. So I wasn't aware of that, not being a Hellstar owner. So yeah, I don't know about that. Scotty, you know anything about that one?
No, like I've only seen a few of them hit bases from like videos and that, but I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen nothing to be the judge on that.
Okay. All right. And then so schedule. The relocation update is coming. Supposed to be coming Tuesday next week. That's so you can relocate to members in your alliance or relocate to bookmarks. I'll tell you, I think that's going to be really useful for people who are playing on platforms other than Kixeye or Facebook. You always kind of feel like a second-class citizen there, so that'll help.
I can't wait for that feature to come in. I mean, I think you can actually jump to where you want to jump.
Yeah, you know, and that's the other big thing is you're not going to need people or suckers to be jump points, right? You can basically jump wherever you want.
I still think we need more with this. I still think we need more bookmarks, because if you're like me, or you know, someone that hits a lot of bases, you know, that tends to fill up quite quickly.
Yeah.
So maybe like a separate bookmarks for your jumps or something. Like a separate sort of bookmarks for your jumps. One for, like, you know, your bookmark your hits, and one for where you're going to jump to.
Yeah. Or maybe like radio buttons, you know, where you have kind of a set of bookmarks for each world.
Yeah, that'd be even better. And again, what somebody else said, to be able to know where you're jumping as well, it'd be a nice feature.
Definitely.
Because sometimes you'll have a bookmark that will be sort of might be in the middle of nowhere, in one of the tower, and you won't know what sector you're actually jumping to.
That's right. All right. And then the other schedule item is we've got a campaign starting Saturday for ship build tokens. And they changed it. You know, the last few times they've done this, it's been a Reaver campaign. This time it's a Drac campaign. So start Saturday. Pack 1 is 6 1-hour tokens. Pack 2 is 6 1-hour and a 12-hour token. And then Pack 3 is a 24-hour token. And I'm just giving everybody a reminder to watch out for your max tokens, since you can only hold 12 1 hour and one 12 hour and one 24 hour. Doing this campaign will fill up your ship build tokens, and so if you've got any left that you might have bought during the raid or even from earlier, you got to spend them before you can win these.
Yeah, I mean, I've been after with the raid, I used most of my shipbuild tokens like as soon as I got them. Obviously, there was a cap and you couldn't save them, and you couldn't use them. Obviously, without you couldn't gain another one of the 24 hours without using it.
Right, and that's you'll have that same issue if you haven't spent all the ones you've won in the raid. So you're gonna have to spend them all. Now I went and tried to spend mine today, and I got screwed out of a 12-hour. When I came back in the game, it didn't take, so I opened up a ticket for that.
Yeah, I had the same sort of issue with one of my 24 hours, and from what I've been told, if you actually use it and then bank your res, then it should save. But they'll sort that out. They replaced mine because I didn't know at the time, but they replaced mine and give me it back, and then from now on, every time I use one of them, I'll bank my res and save my res.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, Kix ought to be able to get it right. If you spend a token and it saves that you've spent the token, it ought to save that you sped up your ship build.
Yeah.
Make those two things part of the same transaction, because they are part of the same transaction. It's saving that you've spent a ship token, but it's not saving that you've got your speed up. So I think that's
Well, it saves when you speed it up with coins. So why should the token be any different? It's in the same. It's in the same listing.
Yeah. I happen to notice, and I just wonder how many players get screwed out of a token speed up and don't notice.
And then it puts you behind again. Then you could use a 24-hour token, and then say it take another 24 hours for them to give it you back. You behind 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, this ought to be fixed.
I think that's one of the big. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues that I know so far at the moment.
Yeah. Now, moving. Oh, there we go. Moving on. Since Kixeye doesn't give us any information because apparently we're not their favorite, I did get some info from the good folks over at Dark Alliance, who managed to extract quite a lot of useful information out of the game. So I do have a little bit more to share from what they posted about this Drac attack. And fundamentally, we're expecting it to be sort of the Arctic fleets and Arctic base type of a campaign. They pulled out the encounter text from the 3 missions. Obviously the first one will be 1 mission, and the second one will be 2, and the third will be 3. So if you read that first text, your fleet thunders out of the relay, and a Drac cargo fleet is in sight. So that sounds like the first encounter is going to be surface ships.
Yeah.
And then the second one talks about multiple subsurface thermal signatures. So second one looks like subs. And then the third one talks about a Draconian research installation. So that sounds like it's going to be a base. So that's a little more info for you. Hopefully we can all prepare.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to change it up if that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. It's possible they're just going to recycle, Arctic targets that we've seen before as well. So
yeah, I think with some of the fleets as well, they need to more of the base type ones as well with the rocket, the rockets and with mortars and stuff. You can't really do them when on fast moving ships.
Yeah. The Corsairs are nice against the stuff that doesn't move.
Yeah. Makes it melty.
All right, moving on. Abyss raid. I just kind of made the slide to give us a little time to talk about what we thought. I mean, I thought the difficulty was, well, first of all, about the same as last time because the targets were about the same as last time. What do you think?
No, I agree. I didn't see much of a big difference between the actual targets. I was doing the elites, and I was doing the. I had a little plan the siege, but I didn't think it was worth the damage that I was taking for the points that I was getting, kind of thing.
On siege?
Yeah, no, sorry, the time even. So obviously I like to get
Okay.
more quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's all right if you don't. I kind of don't mind grinding it out, but it's the same as like I ain't done the campaign for the new. What was that? What was that? That last campaign out with the
the Hellblazer.
Hellblazer. Same as I haven't done that campaign because it's the whole the grind in the 7 out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I did siege campaigns, and I mean, I guess it took me a little more time, but I guess I didn't mind it. I took a lot less damage on siege than I did elite, so it was worth it to me.
I mean, I started taking a lot less damage when when Paolo that was on the show last week. He was on about the subs, being able to sub the fleet out in the elite, and I started doing that. I was going in and taking the island, and then subbing the rest of the fleet out because I was using a fleet for the base and a fleet for the actual fleet itself. So using the subs for no damage helped a lot to cut my repair down.
Yeah, I mean, when I did the elite, I did my Frosty Crusaders and blew those through the middle, and I couldn't quite clear all the turrets, and so that wasn't cheap. And then to do the ships on the outside, I could do like a Frosty and Mastodons, and that wasn't too bad, but I just had an easier time with the siege. So
I think the map targets were a little bit more screwed up this time as well, because I know that in the past few raids there was quite a few people hitting certain map targets with subs, and I think they made that a lot harder to do.
Yeah, I looked at the info that Dark Alliance pulled out, and you can see the thermal range on each of the ships, and I think the only ship that had a thermal range of less than 78, which is your torpedo range, was the Hades, the missile, the ones that fire the remote torrents.
Yeah.
Everything else had a thermal range of at least 78. So yeah, I don't see how you're able to sub stuff out.
Because I know that's how kind of a lot of people that grind on the map targets and stuff. A lot of people like to use subs to do that.
Yeah, they're really taking that away. I did manage to do some 85s this time with my built-up Frosty Crusader. That was pretty straightforward, actually. My fleet did pretty good on those, relatively. Yeah,
the Frosty Crusader on the 85s worked quite. What you can do it for a kind of minimal damage if you had grease monkeys. I mean, I think with mine I was doing them between 3 and 5, kind roughly.
Grease monkeys, yeah.
Yeah, with the grease monkeys. If you drive right, you can actually get them. You can actually get the repair down to 3 coin with the Frosty Crusaders. You just got to be able to dodge the napalms and move right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you dodge enough of the napalms, you don't take that much damage.
Yeah, I think I was probably doing I wasn't using grease monkeys, so I'm 6 to 10. Yeah, I was probably doing them around there. I didn't do too many, but
it was quite nice. There was quite nice points. I mean, was it 500,000 points or something like that payout?
Well,
when you got the bonuses or something,
it wasn't nice, I would say, compared to a siege campaign. I mean, I could do a siege campaign for 10 coins.
Yeah.
So and I'd get a lot more points. So it was none of the map targets are really I found them to be like your best buy for points.
No, maybe to add a few extra points if you can actually. You've got fleets that can do them for minimal damage.
Yeah.
Because I know I had a few fleets that like my Mastodons and my Jigex or something on the I think it was one of the 60s last time. They could do them for minimal damage, like So I was extending them on auto while I was hitting the campaigns.
Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. So, and then we can talk about Reaver assault platforms. I did some this time. I didn't do any last time, but they were not as tough as I was expecting.
They was easier than I shouldn't say, but it was better than last time. Last time the damage was ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, the damage increased like from last time. They basically evened it more. They've evened it out a bit more now, so it's more durable for people.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't done any before, or at least tried any seriously. Um, and this time I just felt like they weren't too bad. I mean, I was doing them paired up with one other guy. Actually, we'd start at the bottom and kind of go, in opposite directions around the outside, meet at the top, and then
Go in, yeah.
sail together on the inside. And we were doing it with 2 people. And
That was probably the most beneficial way to do it. That's the way a lot of my guys were doing it. They were starting on the bottom on the outside, working their way up, killing the two at the bottom, the two building at the bottom, two at the top, and then come down together.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I did it a few times with Grease. I maybe did 2 sessions of them, and one was with Grease Monkeys and one was with Demo Squad. And both times it was like 5 or 6 coins to do one.
I think Frosty Crusade was the best way to go on them as well if you had them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still suggest, like, even this new ship, if you've got the blueprint for Crusaders and you haven't built them yet, I'd just start building them, even with no armor, because they're easy to rank as well with no armor.
Yep.
They're going to be so helpful.
Totally agree. Now, I mean, I didn't do that many. I did probably less than 10, and I didn't win anything, but none of my mates won anything either. So I was a little disappointed, but didn't do a whole lot. So
yeah, I think I got two protos, and I think I've done. I've lost count how many done. Well, I got most of mine. We got most of ours on the first day, and then like the next 3 days after that, there was next to no drops.
Huh.
They pretty much they give them all out on the first spawn of them, and then maybe 1 or 2 a day or whatever afterwards. Sometime I don't think we got any drops the last 2 days. They didn't space them out. They seem to just give them all in one drop.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know anybody in my sector that won one, and like I said, I mean, we did go after them, and I think we killed most of them. So I was disappointed there, but
yeah,
I don't know.
The balance of them. I know it's random, but the balance of them needs to be a bit better because, I mean, we've got some of our guys like 3 and 5 blueprints now, just because they were just throwing them out left, right, and centre on the first day, and then obviously people that was hitting them on maybe Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there was next to no drops. So the people that didn't hit them the first day didn't really have much of a chance.
Huh, that's interesting because we didn't get our sector bar open until Saturday, so I wonder if that fed into it. I wonder if the drop rate actually did change over the raid.
Possibly. I mean, we had ours open. I think we had ours open about 8 or 9 hours before the reset.
Okay.
No, might have been 10 hours before the reset. But so then obviously we'd done that. We'd finished them. I don't even think they was all dead by the time they'd reset. There was still a few hanging around, and we got the reset on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. So, but they pretty much all dropped. Pretty much all of our drops happened on the Thursday, and then we had like a couple of stragglers on the Friday and the Saturday.
All right. Well, without hard data, it's tough to draw any conclusions, but I guess it's worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
I mean, the respawns are nice, and I think some players were worried that there's going to be too many Hellstars out there. I don't know
There's a lot more than last time. I mean, our alliance got 4.
Yeah, okay. That's
And
pretty good.
we got, because we kind of split across. We split the alliance down the middle across 2 sectors. So obviously half on one in one sector, half in another. And we got 3 in the sector that I was in, and there was 1 in the other sector that the other lot was in.
Okay.
But there was a lot more than last time. But again, they were just on the first couple of days more so than the last few.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I think if you remember the first days when the proto came out, right? This is going to be a lot more common than the proto used to be.
Yeah. I mean, I still think they give out with the right, maybe too many households. Even though I wanted one, you know, it should be kept as a rare thing because it's, you know, it's the new proto, so it should be kept as rare as possible, at least for a while.
All right. Let's move on from the raid. I don't know. Not able to watch chat, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
all right. Let's move on to new stuff. We got the Firebat drones. So, it's a new drone module. It's a Reaver drone module, and they're armed with the mini throwers. So I started looking at these, right? You know, all drones are vulnerable to frostburn and arbalest, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at, you know, the various drone modules and you know, comparing weights and number of drones and whatnot. So the Firebat tracks pretty closely to the Piranha drone modules. You know, similar weights, although with the Piranha drone, it's Forsaken tech, so you'll get a Shipyard 2 reduction. Firebat, you won't. And then Firebat gives you radiation resist instead of the ballistic missile explosive resist. But those are pretty similar in terms of number of drones. If you look at the Siege or the Blitz drones, they do have more capacity and put more out, but those drones are pretty weak. So, you know, I don't know if they're as effective as the Piranhas anyway.
No, I mean, the only thing I'd probably use these for, I was talking about it in on a different page earlier and having a discussion about it. And the main thing that I think you'd use these for is like a decoy.
Exactly. You know, I saw a post maybe an hour ago.
You don't use drones for damage, really.
Yeah, you know, somebody's taken these into a 65 and says, "Oh, I spewed them all out and they killed 1 dreadnought and 2 turrets," or you know, something like that. And yeah, you're not, you know, drones are not as effective at doing damage as ships. They're a distraction, and don't think of them as anything else.
Well, the thing is, you can use them as a distraction while you're prepping a base. Because remember, you can stop the drones from launching. So, and then start them as you need them. So you can stop them at the start of the battle, and then start them when you need them. Because obviously, you'll get a lot of people that won't do that. Take them into a base hit. The drones will go ahead of their fleet, and mortars will fire and hit the fleet behind them, rather than waiting for a bit and then traveling the drones behind them instead of in front of them. Or you can use them and again in dredges for directing fire off your fleet, like javelin shots. And
that's right. That's what I do. I have a Arbiter with Piranha drone too, and so I bring my Frosty and 2 Crusaders and that Arb, and you know, I can do a 63 dredge for like maybe an hour and a half of repair when I do it right. And if I bring my Frosty and 3 Crusaders, it's more like 3 hours. So it cuts the damage a lot. And the thing about that is that, you know, the Piranha drone is going to run right up to turrets, and so it gets rocketed a lot, and it dies when it shouldn't. So what I'm actually looking forward to is building one of these Firebats and hopefully those will last even longer than the Piranha drones, just because they aren't gonna run up right next to.
Do we have any
the
idea of what the throw range is roughly on them?
Glad you asked. We
Because
do, in
it.
fact.
Oh, oh, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah. So the throw range is 85, and that's longer than the missiles on a siege drone. Obviously, longer than a blitz and longer than a Piranha drone. So
Speed
yeah,
is about 42.
yeah, really fast. Now, I tried to scour around and find stats for everything, and I put up what I could find. So I like for speed, I couldn't find the actual number for the other drones. The only
Yeah.
thing we could find on the speed is Piranha drones are 14% faster than siege or blitz drones. I don't know if
Is there a close
there's
quarters weapon on
yeah,
close quarters weapon? I would have assumed.
yeah, yeah. Once I get them built, I'll give them a whirl, because like I said, I definitely want to build a Firebat. Um, and actually, my plan for these is I'm going to put a Firebat 1 on a Monarch, and so I'll still get the 2 drones like I do with my Piranha 2.
Yeah.
But it's going to weigh only like 600 tons, so I'm actually going to be able to squeeze it in my Frosty 3 Crusaders and the Monarch.
Yeah, I was looking at doing the same sort of thing with a Firebat 2 on a Monarch,
Mm-hmm.
and you utilize it for dredges. I've seen people that have got MCX fleets using drones, and they could hit 60 dredges for minimal damage just because of the fact they got the drones in there
Yeah,
to
yeah,
direct fire.
they work real nice. So some of the statistics we don't know, right? Because Piranha drones, I'm pretty sure, have some evade, but I couldn't find anything published on that. And then Kixeye gave Battle Vortex some of the info on the drones themselves, but they didn't tell them the armor or the repair time. So, I'm hoping it's the same as Piranha drones, same armor, same repair time,
Yeah,
and maybe same statistics, but I just don't know that for
the
sure.
same armor would be nice. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, 1,000 armor points per ship. I mean, if you was to say going to a base with loads of apocalypse mortars that are firing towards the front of the base, you send your fleet in, and then you start the drones when you're so far around the base, the mortars will start firing back at the front of the base again. So you've got time to either call a pinch in or maneuver your fleet to how you want it to be in a base hit as well.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they'll last a bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's a story on these drones. Don't expect them to just go out and kill stuff for you. I think the days of fleets full of drones are past, and I hope so.
I mean, with a range of 85 as well. I mean, they could be used in fleet v fleet to do a bit of extra damage as well. I mean, you mix one of these in with most people's fleets have got like 80 range, whatever. You mix these in, that extra bit of damage helps.
Yeah, yeah. I just I'm just maybe somebody will prove me wrong, but I just don't see, like, the point of these is not to do damage. And if you build a fleet where you think these drones are going to kill stuff, I think you're going to
They're
be
a decoy,
disappointed.
basically.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So you ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, get my double click going. All right, Permacrete. So Permacrete. This is like the Reaver bulkhead, but it's for your base turrets. And it draws a lot of power, and it has a hell of a lot of armor points. So if we move on to the chart, look over here. So I compared it to the D4 Xinthium and the DU3, and then looked at the power. And so I divided power into armor points. So the bigger this number, the more efficient the armor. And so you could see the Permacrete is not quite, but almost double the armor points per power it's taking up, and that's really good. Okay. Now the Zinth will give you extra missile defense or extra resistance. You know, there's the 4 kinds of D4 Zinth, but the Permacrete's got a lot more armor points, and we also found out today that it's got the same build time as the D4. So what I did is I compared some, turret combinations. My current sort of favorite combo is this one I've got here on the picture, right? 2 D4Cs, and then compound plate C and a pyroclast turret. And so you can see that's you need level 5 obviously for the 2 armor, but so it takes up a lot of power, but it's got a lot of armor, and then a lot of ballistic defense. And just as a point of reference, someone hit me the other day, and it took 3 volleys from Crusader Arbalest to kill this turret. So that was pretty nice. So I use this as kind of a baseline to see what else you could do with the pyroclast. I looked on the level 4, and you can, on a level 4 turret, you can put a pyroclast, a Permacrete, and then compound A, which only takes 1% power, and that gives you another 10% resistance. So like it ups your health, right? By 16k. So the reduced resistance, yeah, but you get a lot more health. And again, that's on a level 4 turret instead of a level 5. Now, if you go up to a level 5 turret, you still can't fit any more armor unless you do one of the little pieces. But to get that resistance, it's worth it to spend 12% power for 33% resistance. So you get a little more health and a lot more resistance. And again, you compare that back to these 2 D4Cs. Well, your ballistic resistance goes down a little because now you're going to be at 33 instead of 56, but your actual health goes up, and you're just about better off. And then I also looked at, well, can you fit 2 Permacretes on a level 5? And the answer to that is not with any kind of good gun on it. But with a Serb 4, you can fit a Permacrete and a D4 Zintium and the level 3, your compound E, and that doesn't take up too much power, and gives you a whole lot of health there, plus the resistance.
That's a lot of arm points.
Yeah.
82,500. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Plus you get that 33% resistance.
Well, if you said that your turret at the moment takes 3 volleys of a Crusader to kill it as well, and that's got 46.8 armor, that Permacrete on its own adds more armor than that.
Yeah. Well, so, and then I actually compared all that. So if you got this, actually it tells you. So let's see where we go. Okay, so here's my baseline, right? So ballistic damage to kill. So that's 100k armor or so, right? Is kind of my baseline. And so if you replace those D4Cs with a Permacrete and up your compound panels, you have almost the same ballistic, call it toughness, but you've increased your toughness against other stuff by a lot. And then, yeah, if you take that Serb 4 and give it a Permacrete plus a D4C, you've really upped your toughness. So in short, Permacrete's really good, and it gives you a lot more options to try to help those frontline turrets survive.
I want to see, because I actually won this today, so I want to play around with it a bit later. But I'm actually wondering what you could do with a gargoyle, because gargoyles are sort of the ones that people don't really want to run through.
It will not fit on a gargoyle.
It don't fit on a gargoyle.
Yeah, it's just a gargoyle plus Permacrete is over 4k power. So yeah, it will not fit on a gargoyle. It will not fit on a coax.
Wendigo.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
still that pirate class story. That's That's a significant amount of damage. So if you got say 3-4 salvos out of that by the armor, you drop a couple of them at your base at the start of your base. They're already going to take a big chunk.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the guy that hit me, I think his Crusaders were not armored, or at least not armored very much, because, you know, after like one of those arbalest shots, he drove into my pyroclast, and he took that barrage, and he was almost half dead. I mean,
Because that does what, 8? Is it 8k damage on a hit? I
I think
believe.
so. Yeah. Here, let's see. I can go back. Yeah, there you go. 8832.
Yeah. So eight, you know, just short of 200 short of 9k damage per hit. If you get 3 salvos of that, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you can get the reload, it's a long reload between them. It's like 10-12 seconds, I think. But yeah, even if you can get a second salvo out of them, you're doing really well. And the thing is with arbalest are going to outrange these, but if it takes 3 shots from that arbalest to kill it, you know, a lot of people are going to just run into it.
The thing is, if it's placed right as well, and they've got apox morts, so you say you place it at its max range is when it comes in with into range of apox, or your apox is just past the range of the pyroclast turret. They're going to have to either sit there and take the mortar shots, or they're going to have to walk into that turret.
That's right. That's right. That's the idea. You know, way back in the old days, that's how base defense used to be. People had to stop to kill turrets.
Yeah, and then worry about mortars falling down them as well.
That's right. That's right. You know, it hasn't been like that for a long time, but
You had to basically make a choice.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. Maybe we'll get there with some Permacrete. I think this is a really good thing to win and use.
Yeah, I like the fact that the build time's the same as the DU.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was a real pleasant surprise myself.
Considering that gives so much more arm points, and the DU is obviously a Forsaken.
Yep. I mean, I would have said, you know, if the build time on that was 2.5, 3 days, I would have said, okay, not too bad. But day and a half is nice.
Yeah.
All right. Next, no models this week.
No.
But wait.
Oh.
Buds of Dark Alliance did manage to pull some things out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe this is just FUD, but they did manage to pull these out. The what they said these were Frostburn, V2H, and then a new carrier. So, you know, this guy in the upper right, I'm going to guess if one of these is the Frostburn, it's this one. Right?
Yeah.
It's got this thing that looks like a field generator on it. And then this V2H, I think it looks, well, it looks kind of badass. I don't know.
I think the frosty one looks the best. So that frosty one looks awesome. It kind of sort of looks like a lightning carrier.
Yeah.
Cross sort of like a Crusader type thing.
It does. I definitely agree. It looks like a cross between. I didn't think about the Crusader, but yeah, because you've got the little runway here for your quadcopters that can take off vertically, and another runway here for the rest of your quadcopters that can take off vertically. But yeah, this does look like a carrier, and now that you say it, a little bit of a cross between a carrier and a Crusader. So, yeah. Maybe this will be a buffed up lightning carrier, because if you remember, the lightning carrier had ballistic buffs as well.
Yeah, I got the new Nighthawk skin on mine.
A lot of people didn't like that.
To be honest, I kind of wish I didn't get it, because it screwed me out of getting the Phantom, because I completely forgot about the 2 prize cap. So obviously I got the Cry Death Charge first, and then I got the new skin, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you got to do you've only got 2 prizes due to, because it didn't. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but it didn't actually show you know, that you've collected 1 out of 2 kind of thing.
Yeah, I did notice that. In fact, I think somebody said that it it was screwed up where it showed what you got on tier 4 in the sector tab.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it wouldn't actually show up that you couldn't get more than just 2 prizes that that you claimed. So I didn't really think nothing of it, and then obviously it was too late. I couldn't play in the second Phantom, but it's not that much of an issue.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it for the slides.
Anyone in chat got anything they'd like to ask about anything that we've discussed on the show now? The slides were over. I'm liking the new models thing the most. I like to collect.
Yeah.
More so over the Frosty, because having 2 Frosties, obviously with them being built differently, it's hard to tell between without actually having to look.
Right. Yeah, I've got 2 different Frosties as well. I built one with launchers and Gauss, and then I built one with phalanx and countermeasures. So it'd be nice to be able to tell them apart.
Grumpy Commander just put in chat. Kick just announced they're delaying the Forsaken Arena tournament until July the 2nd. Should be posted on the forum.
Okay. Well,
I guess they're choosing the new way they want to do it.
That's good. I did a poll on the blog that asked that very thing. It said, if Kickside delays an event for quality reasons, would you be pissed or would you be happy? I think actually my options were head for the bunker, the world is ending, or I'd be mad, or I'd be okay with it. And I think a quarter of the people were going to head for the bunker, and of the remaining, I think 90% would have preferred the delay than have a broken event. So good. Make it work.
Yeah, I think they've. I mean, it's still going to be interesting to see how this new way of doing it is going to work. With the whole toy box thing, I still don't know what I think about it yet.
Yeah, we'll have to learn more to find out. I for my own planning, and I'm doing this with nothing concrete to back it up, I'll just say, but I'm keeping my uranium stocks full. Okay, because
and me. You don't know.
Right. What are you gonna, okay, so they have this toy box, right? And so what, is it going to be free for everybody? Probably not. So what are you going to have to spend?
They wouldn't, if it was, let's face it, if it was free, they wouldn't gain anything.
Right. So you're going to have to spend something limited, and it's going to be either coin or uranium.
Or both.
Right. So I'm going to save my uranium. I'm trying to keep myself kind of full.
Another thing as well is, like, if they want to do this whole level playing field, like, I assume no ranks and crews or whatever, and build what they've got to be able to do no pinches, because if they want to make it to where it's a non-coinage thing, I don't know about you, but if there's pinches available, I'm going to pinch every battle. People aren't going to have pinch distance, and it's still going to turn into a coiner's victory in that sense.
Yeah, I guess I spending 12 coin per battle to do a pinch, or even I don't know, what's a small pinch? 6 coin.
4 or 5 coins, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, some players will do it, some players won't.
But you need to kind of do that, because if, say for example, they bring out this toy box and there's no special for any anti-pinch, for example, and people are getting pinched left, right, and centre, the person that's pinching is automatically going to win, because they're going to stay pinched for that full duration.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that kind of balance stuff is what they're trying to figure out. But somehow, whether or not this is a level playing field, somehow there is going to be the opportunity to spend coin. I have that feeling.
I think personally it'd be something like using uranium to purchase components you want to use or something along them lines.
It could be that.
I mean, it might not be a big chunk of uranium for certain things, but you might have to purchase the whole ships with a certain amount of uranium, so like say 1,000 uranium to choose that ship to use, and then your specials.
Right. I mean, yeah. You know, what I'm hoping is that it's going to be, I'll just say cheap, to get in. Or, maybe they'll even do some brackets, right? They'll do, a low bracket that's cheap to get in and a high-end bracket with better prizes that's more expensive to get in. Again, whether it's coin or uranium. But, I hope there's some way that lots of players, even free players, can participate competitively.
Yeah.
That's, Kixeye claims that their goal is engagement, right? Getting people to just play, and sometimes their actions are
single out people.
Yeah, are not always the most engaging.
I mean that last arena and the way they done it, that singled out a big chunk of people because people, not everyone wanted to either go out and get the uranium for the free repairs all the time, or obviously condo repairs for the double points.
That's right.
So it singled out a lot of people. Some people need to use that uranium. Like I think Chris was saying, he'd done before that. He'd done it for about, I don't know, 10,000 uranium or something along them lines. He was gaining more than he was losing. Mm-hmm. So, and then obviously could use the rest for retros. But if people can't do it for an affordable price, not going to do it.
That's right. And I skipped that last one. I mean, I once we got all the confusion with the Aegis worked out, I realized it was going to be a good hull, and I think people that have it really like it.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I actually dropped one in with my Gore Sabers, and it's awesome. That defect, because I got a Grim in the Aegis in there as well. So when the Grim's Overload and the Aegis is in there as well, in the field, the defenses are like 90 or something. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah, but my Frosty Crusaders weren't done, and I didn't think I had a fleet that was going to be competitive, and I wasn't willing to spend all the uranium to find out, so I skipped it. So well.
Yeah, before I said he skipped the last Forsaken Arena tour, because I know he enjoys it as well.
Yeah. But now my Crusaders are done, but I guess I won't be able to use them. I'll have to build something out of the toy box.
Maybe they'll put Crusaders in the toy box.
I don't know. You know what? I can't decide whether I'd rather have them go high end in the toy box or have them go with like Marauders.
That'd be quite interesting.
I think it'd be really fun, Marauders, and then do you want to do Thuds or Diplomats or whatever? I think that'd be great.
And they can't really. I don't think they would, but they can't really stick in things like your Crow Depth Charge, because the first thing everybody's going to do is make them as quick as possible and put depth charges on them. And it's just going to be a whole arena of people rushing at each other. See who can last longer.
I think if they go old school in the toy box, I think that would have the most positive player response. I think you'd get a lot of old school players who are usually kind of grumpy about the game, a little bit excited to fight it out with battle barges or Marauders or hammerheads, whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of to be fair, a lot of the higher end halls are all dependent on rank that you've got anyway. Like your UAVs, they don't do a significant amount of damage if you haven't got a decent rank, say 60%. Yep. You got your missiles. If you've got no bullseye brigade, cruiser or anything, you have a lot of missiles miss, and it's going to take the battle's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
It's going to take the 4 or 5 minutes for a battle.
Yeah. Well, rank is going to affect those old school weapons just as much. It's just that people don't use them anymore since those new ranks, right? A Thud is going to be 4 times as destructive at legendary than at rookie. But yeah, it'll be another leveler, I guess, if you don't bring your rank into the arena.
That's probably where the money come in.
Oh,
That's probably where the money come in. You can rank your ships up a bit more if you wanted to. Something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, personally,
possible.
I think the second I think it was the second to the third or something arenas. It was probably the best ones. I think the most balanced that they was probably going to get it, because obviously people could do it for limited uranium, so people could still have a go. I mean, there's even people that aren't spending anything was getting, one or two prizes just by playing. And there's obviously people, and then obviously there's people that have. I know a few people that have started building an arena fleet from the first arena, got it built, and then it's changed.
Yeah. I mean, that's for people like myself that aren't coining fleets, you're going to be behind the people that are, and that's going to be a problem in the arena.
Yeah,
right.
I know one person was pissed because he'd been refitting a weapon at a time on his ships, and then obviously finally got them sort of ready for the arena to play with them after since the first arena, and then refitting where he can, and now he can't use them because it's going to be completely different.
Yeah. Well, you could play the arena, just not the tournament.
So we said about specials and army. You guys using on the Aegis? I'm actually using full D5 on mine at the moment. But there's a load of ways you can build them. I mean, they definitely need a bit of evade, but if you got bulkhead or even compound armor, do kind of a mix, because the arm points aren't very high on the Aegis. I mean, even with mine, I think I've only got with my full D5, I've got about 13k armor which is for the higher end base isn't really a lot, so you need to drop, say, a bulkhead on and drop one of the armors off to up it. But I'd probably say evade armor, compound armor, and mixture of bulkhead. But it depends on what you want. It all depends on what you want it for.
Yeah. I can't really comment. I don't have an Aegis. I think if I had one, I'd want to put some countermeasures on it. But
yeah, use it as like an anti-shot. So I noticed because I completely blanked out that the fact it's got the 80 thermal range. And I got hit by subs. My gore sabers got hit by subs after the Grim's the lead. I had the Aegis in there, and I was actually able to chase them down with the gore sabers and kill the subs because of the 80 thermal.
Nice.
I mean, the built-in fire field was hitting the subs a little bit, and then I managed, because the Grim was in over and they were sped up. I managed to actually catch them when they surfaced, because I could see they was going.
Nice.
They got a kill by rocket ship. I thought that was quite funny. Because I'd completely forgot, because it catches people off guard. But I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was even tempted to try and fit one sort of Crow Death charges on the Grim or something, if I could work it into the fleet. So obviously they get jumped by subs. They'll see a Grim get jumped by subs, and then there'll be a depth charge on the fleet to kill the subs.
Yeah.
The Aegis.
You can put it on the Aegis.
Yeah. Or the Aegis, yeah.
I'd be lighter on the Aegis.
I think the Aegis will catch a lot of people out there with the thermal. Because you don't know they've got 80 thermal in there then. Same as the Vipers.
Oh yeah.
It's got 80 thermal range. It's more than a max range torp. So if you've got something in that basin to kill subs or hit subs, they can't really hit you. Well, I killed a couple of fleets. I had to go home afterwards and repair, but I killed a couple of fleets with it because they jumped me while I was trying to go base it, and they caught them off guard.
Well, I think a lot of people know my opinion on sniping, so anything that makes it more risky to snipe, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah. Somebody found out that with my new sub catcher.
Yeah, I know. I guess that's the drawback doing the show, Scotty. You gotta share a secret every once in a while.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else going on?
Yeah. Should I? Don't know. Not really many questions being thrown out tonight.
All right. Well, we're right about in an hour, so we say we close this thing down and
Yeah.
call it an evening.
But hopefully the information that we've provided helped out, and the next few shows there'll be a few more of us with a few more opinions. But everyone's busy with real life stuff, so it's
Yeah.
awkward.
You know, some of you guys may know Earth's recovering from medical procedures. He is recovering. He's doing well. So you know, we all appreciate good wishes sent his way.
Yeah, that all went fine, and Rob was having internet issues and that, and I think Chris and Tyler are just slacking.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought I was going to be late. I had to pick up a kid at 7, but he got out a little early, so I was able to zoom back here and get in right almost at the start. So
yeah, we need you for these shows. You've got all these all these pretty slides and models.
Yeah. Everybody likes the models.
Well then, guys.
All right.
I'll see you again. I assume I'll see you again on Friday, and Larry will see you again next week.
All right. Thanks. Night, everybody.
See ya. Bye.